What I thought about doing
You can wear this
was,
one.
I'm not going to smoke them yet, was show them how to look for an aggressive hive. Well, one way to test for an aggressive hive is to just peel the top off slowly and see if they come up to greet you right away. If they pop you in the veil, that's a sign of aggression. But if you don't jostle the box around and don't make a bunch of cracking noises to get them riled up, I don't know.
My horn the other day.
Let's see if
Somebody left the wagon flying
okay, you can see the bees working on the combs down there, and see if they react to your hand coming up to get you. From last year.
Yeah. Overwintered.
Yeah, it's an overwintered colony. I put that clean excluder on there last weekend because I knew it was going to be warm and I wanted to give them room to see, I haven't smoked these girls at all yet. They're not coming up to nail me. Famous last words, probably. Okay, this has got pollen in it. You can see it through there and here if you guys want to handle that.
You ever have trouble with them getting pollen bound around?
Yes, yeah, I did last year.
Down here we do, not up north, but down here it's a problem.
What's that mean?
It's packed full of bee bread and pollen.
More pollen coming in than they can eat.
Okay.
And it takes up space where the queen can't lay.
Okay.
How long
See,
is it
this
good,
one's
though?
packed with. What's that?
How long does it stay good in the hive anyway? Any idea?
Well, they will entomb the pollen after a while. They'll never use it. Well, I know we've got a queen in there, so that's all the further I'm going to go right now. You try to put the frames back normally in the orientation and the area where you took them out. Was in 2 boxes on April 9th, and I reduced it down to 1 box because this is the one that had foul, European foul brood in it. And then last weekend I put this box on top because I thought we were getting a little bit better population in there. And I'm not seeing any fresh wax being drawn anywhere yet.
And you've treated this one, Scott, or Wade?
Treated? Yes. I put Apivar on last August when we took the honey off. Then I treated with oxalic acid vapor every month, basically. And I've treated with, starting in December, I started treating with 4 times the recommended amount, or what they had authorized. There's a study being done at the University of Georgia where when you have 4 times the oxalic acid, it doesn't hurt the bees and it's more effective in getting rid of the mites. If they'll just get rid of the ticks too, that would be great.
What type of bees do you think these are?
Homemade SOBs. I have no idea. These are some that we've, swarms that we've caught, and then queens that we've made, and splits that we've made out of our own. The thing I do is I count the seams of bees. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 frames of bees in this box, so I'd say this is a fairly good, just from looking at the bees, fairly good population. Okay, now this looks a lot better. It's still a little bit spotty up here where the older brood was. You can see how it's a darker brown. The new brood's coming in, it's a more soft.
Oh, Pepe Le Pew coming.
Oh, great. Now that's something that will make your hive irritated. Okay, so again, I'd call this a gentle hive. It's the ones that come out in hit you in the veil right away, or start stapling your socks to your feet. So those are the ones that you want to think about getting on a different queen. Unless you like that sort of thing. This is the one that was, this hive up here only had 2 frames of bees. Probably about a frame and a half of bees, but the queen was working. She was trying to lay some eggs, and this was a stronger hive down below. I put newspaper and a queen excluder above the strong hive, and then I put a couple of slits in the newspaper with my hive tool to let the scent. He was talking about just checking to see if you have queen cells on a windy day. Here, we'll do that real quick. What he's talking about doing is just breaking your boxes apart and tilting it up like this and looking at the bottom. The bottom side. Oh, I got a queen. So if you look down through the bottom here, and you'll see the queen cups. There's several frames of bees up here now compared to what I had before. This was an overwintered nuke that wasn't very strong, and I added some bees to it, and I don't know if it's doing well or not. It's got plenty of honey.
That's really wonderful.
Tons of honey. There's fresh cap brood
It's a nice pattern.
right there. This is more what they're supposed to look like,
How
instead
do,
of having the spotty.
how do you tell the difference between like honey and pollen?
Okay,
Because I know that's honey. 'Cause
Okay,
it's
what's-
capped
what-
over.
that right there. See that orange and
Or
yellow?
nectar.
Okay, nectar. All right.
I meant nectar, but I said pollen.
Yeah, you did. Okay, on this corner up here, see how it's shiny?
Oh yeah.
That's the nectar.
I
We call that a wet. This looks like a wet frame. Now if you pull, like some of those others, I pulled them out and they're just dry as a bone. They had nothing in them, so they had no nectar, no resources.
One thing I like to do is when I'm seeing fresh eggs, I want to make sure that they're shiny and they look like they're sitting in like a liquid. Because a lot of times that'll mean that they ain't got enough sources of food
If they're dry.
if they're dry. Because they got to be able to mix honey with the pollen to make a food for the bees. For the
Okay, now here's
young
a
eggs.
swarm cell, or a queen cup, I should say, not a swarm cell, a queen cup, and it's dry. And you can see that there's orange pollen coming in on that bee right there on her legs.
I'll take a look at that one.
Sure.
The larva? Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Here's, she's just laid this up about 3 to 4 days ago.
The egg laying down?
No, they've hatched out. The larvae is, I guess I should say, 5 to 6 days ago, because they've already hatched
When
and
she
the
lays
larvae.
when she lays an egg that's the size, it's small looking rice. By 3 days, it's starting to look like the shape of a letter C.
The first day it's standing straight up and down like an eye, and then it'll fall over on the second and third day.
That's some pretty. Can I see that? Yep. See
And
what's
here,
in there?
this one's got a lot of fresh larvae.
Yeah. She's laying good. Yeah. I always like to have the sun on my back. It sure helps. Looking down in there. I'm just looking at it. I'm also looking at the bees, at the wings. Right now, making sure they're not chewed up or anything.
Or
Looking
have
down the
a-
back for bites.
Or a deformed wing virus.
Yeah. They look clean. Or
And there's
K-wing.
K-wing, yeah.
K-wing virus too.
K-wing, they got one wing sticking out at an angle.
Yeah. You stung again?
Yeah, that's twice, but I've been
It's
a little
evening
rough
now.
with them.
They get a little mad this time of night.
Yeah, this isn't ideal, but Yeah. Okay, this one's got honey and nectar and pollen on the frame. Look, here, you can just take that one.
Oh. Okay, that's
Yeah.
pollen,
You
that's
see, you
honey,
see, you see
pollen,
all
yep.
three
and
things.
then this is nectar, right?
Yep, that liquid looking
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And then here she's got the nice pattern right there. She's putting nectar down below that though. I don't see her on there.
I looked already.
It's amazing how they'll eat their own brood too if they get under a starter enough stress. Cannibalize.
I'm not surprised.
Well, this is hatched out through here. You can see the ring where she kind of lays in a circle. They've hatched out in the center here. We got the drone cells up above.
So I have to ask them.
And it looks to me like they're backfilling this with nectar in there where they've hatched out. And I think we have a Klingon queen. I didn't see her.
I don't see it. Here she is. Right there. Up in this corner.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where? She's a dark canolean mix.
Where is she at?
Right here.
Oh, I see.
She's just walking around.
Yeah. See her? Oh yeah, she's going. She's there.
Yeah, yeah, I see
Okay.
her. I see her. You still go to people.
I
Yeah,
don't know
your
if we can-
canoleans will be a lot more.
She disappeared on me. She was right in here.
But that doesn't, if you got a tiny, I run all the time.
I haven't seen our queen.
There she is. There she is right there.
All the time. I just pull it
You need to do that
We
sometime.
have trouble finding ours too. And they're even marked with their little dot, white dot.
Like she was on a mission.
Yeah, she is.
Every time